Rob Dorsey, your favorite neighborhood nerd, here for the first episode of Nurd Brews Crafting Conversations. I'm really excited about it because it's been a long time since I just took the time to just talk and get on camera and, see how it's received and everything. So a lot of y'all probably won't know this, but this whole little journey started with me and my cousin J.O. when we were doing Ep.1 Podcast way back 2016, 17. It was inspired by Drink Champs, Nori and them. But, as time went on and I was going through so many different changes, we just let it fall through the cracks. And the main thing was connecting craft beer with things that we were passionate about or things that we just had opinions on. And with that, it was strictly surrounded with, it really encompassed hip hop. That's why it was called Beats and Brews. We both rappers, you know what I mean? We both love music, so it was kind of a natural thing. So with Nurd Brews right now, I'm going to take craft beer and have a conversation with you guys, with y'all. Maybe have a guest or two as the podcast progresses. But for right now, as it's starting, it's going to be me taking emails and talking to the people to see, where everybody's head is, when it comes to the topic of the episode. And for this episode, the topic was perception. Now, before I get into what I feel about perception and, what my thinking is for that whole concept, I'm going to introduce the beer because that's the real star of the show. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody's here to see my pretty face and everything, but let me just take a little step back in the back seat to what really is going to get the show going. So we got a special beer, a specialty brew from a company called Adroit Theory, and they're out there in Purcellville, Virginia. Now these people have been around for a long while, maybe about, I've known about them for like 10 years almost, and they were always crazy with IPAs, but this time around I got one of their stouts. And anytime you see a big ass can like this, these are called crowlers. For those who don't know, 32 ounces of beer. Usually it's like a specialty kind of a brew. And so I'm gonna see if I'm gonna go right here with this so you can see what that says. And I want you to tell me how the hell they made this happen. And I've seen videos of this thing getting poured out. I'm not sure exactly if it's going to look like that for me because I got it shipped here. And anyway, let me just read what it is. I'll get into that afterwards. So this is called I Am the Strip Club. And it's a chocolate raspberry cheesecake crumble cream stout. 12%, 32 ounces. I probably should have had a guess because I'm gonna need some help with this one. Feel free to, I ain't gonna invite nobody. But so yeah, I said I'm a little nervous about opening this and whether or not it's gonna look like what I saw online because it got shipped here from UPS, through UPS. And it's like they took their sweet time with it. I don't understand how you can be a parcel company and just lollygag with getting perishable goods to a person. It ain't gonna go bad, but it's some bad things that could happen. You know what I mean? Fresh beer is like very temperamental. So if it's not kept at the temperature that it was canned at, and then it gets warm, gets cold, gets warm, and then cold again. So many things can happen. Whether it gets the fermentation can start up again. So like it can be some crazy wild like carbonation that's happening in here. So I can open this up and it explode, hit the ceiling somewhere. And I got to clean up chocolate stuff all over the room. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of the rest. I might get ants in here if it doesn't go right. But the worst thing that can happen is the flavor can be messed up. So like if you're not like a beer drinker, you might not know that beer that it's been cold but then gets hot again and then gets cooled down again, it can become something that they call skunked, which is when the flavors and the aroma is just off. And breweries get a lot of flack for that because, you know, why ain't y'all telling me my hands was ashy? Oh, I'll be right back. All right, my fault. I'm back. Now, I might keep that in. I don't know. I'm not sure just yet. But I'm going to unembarrass myself and show this can again with freshly lotioned hands. That's freshly lotioned hands right there. Just in case you didn't know. Freshly lotioned. So I'm good now. I got eczema. Don't make fun of me. All right? Anyway. So like I was saying, the breweries can get a lot of flack for the way that the beer was treated on the way to the customer. And I just don't want that to happen because I know that this is a really good brewery. Anytime I've gotten their beer in person, it's been top notch. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those ones that you just can't go wrong with. So I'm going to go ahead and open this thing. I want y'all to wish me luck. It's going to be a 3, 2, 1 countdown. And hopefully the stout don't hit the ceiling. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Oh, we safe. All right. All right, I gotta tell you something. This right now, it looks like, I'm gonna just let you look at it. See if you can get it tight on that one. That is crazy. Ugh, look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. Wow. It's very thick. It's chocolate. It looks like a milkshake. That's all I'm gonna pour in there because I mean it's looking like a hard night right now. Freshly lotioned. So I'm good now. I got eczema. Don't make fun of me. All right. Anyway. So like I was saying, the breweries can get a lot of flack for the way that the beer was treated on the way to the customer. And I just don't want that to happen because I know that this is a really good brewery. Anytime I've gotten their beer in person, it's been top notch. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those ones that you just can't go wrong with. So I'm going to go ahead and open this thing. I want y'all to wish me luck. It's going to be a 3, 2, 1 countdown. And hopefully the stout don't hit the ceiling. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Oh, we safe. All right. All right, I gotta tell you something. This right now, it looks like, I'm gonna just let you look at it. See if you can get in tight on that one. That is crazy. Ugh, look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. Wow. It's very thick. It's chocolate. It looks like a milkshake. That's all I'm gonna pour in there because I mean it's looking like a hard night right there. You know what I'm saying? So look at it. It's chocolate. It looks like a milkshake. Some Nesquik. Smells strong. It don't smell like anything sweet. Oh wow, I can smell that raspberry, yo. That smells like really sweet raspberry, like I don't even know how to describe it, but like very pastry-ish, you know, like raspberry topping, raspberry jam. Not smelling much chocolate. Ironically, you know, because you look at it, it's chocolate like crazy. It's all chocolate. Even when you look at the lacing, that's what that stuff is right there. It's called when it gets, you know, that little residue that's left on the glass. It's called lacing. Even the lacing, it looks like, you know, straight up chocolate ice cream that's melting. But yeah, it smells like something I remember from back in the day almost like a toaster pastry. It smells like one of those red toaster pastries. Red on the inside. We know the toaster pastries was all light skin on the outside, whatever. All right, let's try this thing real quick. That's weird. That's weird, but it's good. Don't get me wrong. This is a dessert. This ain't something you just gonna be like, all right, let's chill with the homies and, crack a 6-pack of these. Like, that is decadent. It's like you're drinking a chocolate cake. But yeah, it's like a chocolate cheesecake with raspberries. Wow. Yeah, that's good. It's like I taste the tartness of the cheesecake. Whether they use cheesecake filling or what they did, I'm not sure. But it's got that flavor in there, and it's got that, how cheesecake give you that twang. It kind of give you that twang in the back of the mouth. It's got that in there, which is, it's weird. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's warm. It is warming me up right here a little bit. Hold on. That's strange. I wish I could give y'all some of this right now, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to drink that whole thing. But wow, that's good. It's like chocolate, raspberry. Yo, hold on, because that cheesecake flavor just came through even crazier, and it's that sweet part of the cheesecake, not necessarily that tart, cream cheese, whatever feel that you get, but like that sweet, really sweet. It's like a sweet bite of cheesecake. That's crazy. One thing I hope comes through sooner or later is that crust. This might sound weird, but my favorite part of any cheesecake is the crust. Like, the crust got to be fire, and if it's not, then the cheesecake is lacking. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if y'all feel the same way. Who out there likes the crust of the cheesecake more than the actual cheesecake when you have cheesecake? And I just said cheesecake 4 times within like 30 seconds. I think this beer is working. All right, so now that I got that cracked open, let's get into the subject. Subject is perspective. I'm sorry. Is it perspective or perception? It's perspective. Okay. So, the way I came up with this idea is I had a thought years ago, and it was perception equals reality. So my theory is perception is reality. That doesn't mean one person's perception is the collective reality, but a person's perception is, or their perspective is their reality, is that person's individual reality. So a person can have it made up in their mind that you told them a complete lie, even though you told them the truth. Their perception, because they can't believe you, is telling them that you're a liar. So in their reality, you are a liar. But the collective reality is that you told the truth. So if you have like a salon of people, if you got like 6 people in the group, this person doesn't believe you, but the other 5 know that what you said was the truth. The collective reality is that you told the truth. This person is just delusional and got trust issues. So it's like, but in that person's reality, their perception is telling them that you can't be trusted, you're a liar, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't matter what you say. And you can't really fight a person's perspective of the world around them, or just how they exist, or how anybody exists to them either. You really can't fight it. And I don't know if it's ever worth arguing with people about their own perception, because it's the hardest thing you ever going to have to do is change a person's mind. And it's not always worth the battle. Sometimes your perspective is just meant to bring you the peace that you need in your reality. And not everybody likes peace. A lot of people need that turmoil for some reason. But, you do what you need to do in order to, continue the peace within your reality. Now, I got some emails. And since I got my little 2 cents out about perspective, I'm going to read these emails. So I got to get my phone, and I'll be right back. That means you're about to go down. All right. Let me sit back on this and grab my beer here and find the email. All right. Oh, man, oh man. Perspective. Please don't mind the smacking and all that stuff. I'm just enjoying this beverage, if you can call it a beverage. This is like, when people say stouts are heavy, you don't know nothing. All right, this is a heavy stout. Anyway. So this first is called, his first email is coming from Shells. Shout out to Shells. That's my homegirl, Shello. Some of y'all know what's up. Anyway, she says, first I want to say congrats on the new podcast. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Doing big things. I love it. My perspective in life is you have to, got herself a typo. I'm going to read this the way it's supposed to be read, though. I ain't going to do you wrong like that. My perspective in life is you have to have tunnel vision. Don't care what anyone thinks and just say, fuck. Sorry. F it. I'm not, girl, she's trying to get me in trouble with mom. I ain't trying to hear that. She linked a YouTube video. Let's see what this said. YouTube video of Shaq smacking away all the negativity. Wait, can you see it? There it is. I'll try to zoom in on there so you can see it, but that's funny. All right, back to the email. In order for you to reach your potential, you have to have that positive mindset and just know you the shit. Everyone's life story or path is different. You're going to run into some struggles, but that's what makes it your story. I'll stop there because I could go on and on. LOL. Can't wait for this episode to drop. All right, well, thank you, Shelly. Here it goes. Hopefully you're enjoying it so far. I like that. And I think that that's a good way to go. It kind of echoes what I was just saying, too. Yeah. Now, next email we have from Darielle, my niece. Hey, niece. All right, so my niece says, perspective to me is one's interpretation on whatever the subject is. My first perception on beer was that it was gross. See? Another typo. Here we go. Like, it runs in the family. I love it. Let me start over real quick. I'm going to get this right. Perspective to me is one's interpretation on whatever the subject is. My first perception on beer was that it was I'm guessing that this is it's supposed to say only for older men. But oh, gross. I got you. All right, sorry, niece. My first perception on beer was that it was gross and for older men. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I can read, all right? My niece just messed me up because she got the wrong letter in there, all right? Yeah, I got you. It wasn't until I tasted my first beer that I realized my perception was all wrong And beer is not bad. Definitely an acquired taste, but good. Don't let your perception of things or people stop you from trying new things or meeting new people because you never know where it can lead you. Best. Sorry, look at her what? Yeah, I see you with the sign off, niece. That was good. Best. I might have to do that for the end of the podcast. All right, y'all. That's it. Best. No, that's good though, and I especially like the twist that you had with the beer because, one of my proudest moments is when my niece sent me a picture of a beer. It was like, "Oh, this is what I got," and I'm like, "Yes, yes, we finally we're growing." You know what I'm saying? Because this is what this is. It's been a thing in craft beer culture specifically, where black people are just overlooked. In a way. They don't. We. It's almost like the culture thinks that we are outsiders. You know what I mean? And it kind of sucks. But also I find a lot of just good people when I'm seeing going through these different breweries after the initial record scratch moment. When you walk in and you get these "what are you doing here" looks. Yeah, you start to warm up and people start to warm up and it's cool. Another thing is, now that's my perception, right? So another thing is, once you start to learn these places, you start to see that when you're new in a place or new in town, if you're an unrecognizable face, you might get that reaction. So there's places where these breweries are just they're not touristy. Most of them are local pubs and stuff like that, so they have their local clientele, their same old 75 people that go there every week. And when a new person comes in there, it's a little bit like, whoa, wait a second, how'd you learn about what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, always that little bit. But yeah, niece, that's a good thought on perspective, and I appreciate you for writing in. Thank you, and love you, niece. It's my girl. All right, last email is from Kwanye, little cousin. What's up, Kwanye? All right, so little cousin Ye says, perspective has a few meanings to me. Perspective to me is tied to experience. What I experience can positively or negatively affect my perspective on certain things. I think perspective is also tied to your vision and choice. Your choice to either have a good or bad perspective despite what is going on in and around your world. Most days I have a positive and optimistic perspective with all that is going on in the world, and some days it's a little discouraging. Nevertheless, I know that we all have different and similar perspectives on many different matters, and the way to build community is to share, listen to understand, and do so with respect for one another. I hope I made sense. Love you, cuz. Cheers, Kwanye. I love you too, cuz. Cheers back to you. And I hope you're drinking a beer right now. This is last beer that I gave you was a stout. This is 7 times thicker than that one. This is in terms of thickness, that first stout, all right, this is all perspective. I ain't trying to be disrespectful or nothing. That first stout was Beyonce thick. This stout is Lizzo thick. Listen, both beautiful. Just one gonna keep you warmer at night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to everybody that need that warm heat. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of love. All right, so anyway, I really like this because it gives you a duality of things. It gives you it gives you a push and pull, because it's true. Everybody is going to have positive or negative reactions to everything that happens. Hold on for a second. Let me get this angle back. All right, we back here. All right, yeah. So it's true what cousin Kanye said. Everybody's going to have either a positive or a negative um, perspective on things that happen in a daily. Uh, Example: I love thunderstorms. When I hear some rumbling, I'm like, yeah. Best friend over here, scared as hell. I don't even think it makes sense to me, but it's okay. Everything is a matter of perspective, everything is subjective. Uh, Comedy, right? Dave Chappelle, my favorite comedian, he's hated by a few people. That makes sense. That's how it's supposed to be with comedians, I think. I don't think any person who voices their opinion for a living is supposed to be liked by everybody, Donald Trump, just this week there's been like news, he's people saying he was missing for however long. Some people celebrating. I was quiet because I don't like that kind of, that's not my kind of energy. I don't celebrate anybody, no like death or this I don't celebrate that kind of stuff. But some people scared, other people celebrating and happy, and other people are like, oh no, y'all trying to transpose some old man stuff on my president kind of thing. And it's like three different perspectives, but it just shows that what Kanye was saying was correct. Like it's all a matter of the individual, and you can't blame anybody for any of that stuff. You know what I mean? It's coming to it with understanding and coming to it with the open mind to, either, like she said, listen to understand, and either you don't have to adapt to what anybody tells you. You don't have to accept or take in any of their perspectives or values, but being able to hear and listen and somewhat, just create a dialogue within that realm without disrespecting each other. I think that's a big thing to help build the community. You know what I mean? So yeah, anytime you're out there and somebody looks like they are disagreeing with what you're saying or what you're doing or what you look like or how you present yourself in the world, okay, that's their perspective. Your perspective of them, it can either be, oh, they don't like me because whatever, or it could be, they don't know me. They need to know me. That way, I don't get that same energy the next time I come through here. You know what I mean? And I know that can get exhausting, having to just present yourself to people 24/7. But, in a society where it's just so many different people, so many different types of folks, so many different ideologies, so many different, beliefs, that's just a cross everybody has to bear in a way, But, you know what, man? I think that's about it. I really appreciate y'all for stopping in, listening, watching. I appreciate everybody that had a drink with me. Cheers to y'all. This is really kicking in, and I didn't even have that much yet. It's like you gotta chew it, but it's good. Even as it's starting to warm up a little bit, let me tell y'all this. Stouts, the flavors, they start to get enhanced as the beer warms up a little bit. And that raspberry is starting to get very intense. It's almost like they did a raspberry reduction or something like that. However they got these flavors into this beer, it's special, dude. It's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, distracted me. That's how crazy it is. So, yeah. I think I'll announce what the next subject is going to be for the next podcast. Episode number 2. It's just going to be nerd shit. So, like, nerd stuff. Whatever nerdy thing you're into, whether you deem it nerdy or not. So if it's comic books, superheroes, TV, movie, film, graphic novels, sci-fi, yeah. Or if you're like a science nerd or something, or history nerd, or English nerd, or whatever it is, I want you to write in and let me know what it is you're a nerd about. I'm gonna share what I'm a nerd about, and we're just gonna have a conversation like that. Email is Nurd Podcast Network, which is NURD, Nerd Podcast Network at gmail.com. Also, I'm on Instagram under Nerd Podcast, under Nerd Pod Network. That's Nerd Pod Network. Follow me on there. You can DM me your response. YouTube, you're here right now, but if you're not, it's Nerd Podcast Network on YouTube. And yeah, this is the Nurd Brews Podcast. I appreciate y'all for listening, watching. Make sure you make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Nerd Pod Network again. Emailing your answers is Nerd Podcast Network at gmail.com. I'm trying to see what you guys are nerdy about. I know a lot of y'all on some nerd stuff, so yeah, just come on. Don't be shy. It's all right. It's only a matter of perspective. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait for more of y'all to share with me. Thank you to all my emailers, man. Shell, Kwanye, Darielle, my niece. I appreciate y'all greatly. Thank you. And all of the likes and shares that I've been getting so far with the photo shoot for, building up to this podcast. I know I don't have on no 3-piece suit right now, you know what I'm saying? But like, I wanted y'all to see that this is going to be the usual. I'm going to be turned down a little bit more than turned up. But those are for, getting into the groove of, marketing, being marketable and all that stuff. I just hope that my personality wins over everybody else. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's it. So hit me up, answer my question. Don't be afraid. I'm gonna put you on here. You see how it is. And if anybody is around so I'm about to relocate from San Antonio to Dallas, Fort Worth. So if anybody's out there, any breweries, hit me up. Let me know something so I can feature you guys too. Because I'm looking for really good craft beer that nobody can just easily get. You know what I mean? This is what I'm into. This is one of the things that I'm a nerd about, as you can tell. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. It's all perspective. But I'm going to leave it at that. I appreciate you all. Cheers. Cheers. I'll see you next week. Not next week. I'll see you sometime soon.